All right, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, you're seeing the stock market again push back into highs, but it really was back and forth, a lot of chop on the day. However, there was some massive news regarding the trade and what was happening between us and China. And that's going to be the first part of this video, what we're focusing on. Then we'll move more into the technicals and the biggest trades that we're looking at, because there's a lot of mid caps right now that are providing one of the biggest opportunities we've had in a few months. So I'm really excited about that as well. So number one, we saw this come in. Trump gives the U.S. negotiators room to lift export controls on China. That was bright and early 9:35 this morning. This does provide a lot more flexibility, and this really gives us more room to at least shows that we're not just trying to get one over on China. We'll see what we're gonna do. Like, if this actually leads to progress, will say, I think it's been underwhelming all that we've done with China so far, and kind of all the trade deals. We need to get more or something else in the pipeline. I thought India, someone else would be there, but we're not. So we will see how that progresses. But this is a step in the right direction, and the U.S. is meeting with in London once again. So probably see more of that happen over the next few hours as well. Keep you posted. Make sure you're following on Twitter. Going a little bit further as well, that was pretty much all fundamentally that was really there today, that we were really looking at. There's really been nothing out, which is surprising. There's nothing out of the White House, except everything happened from Elon and Trump, but that's kind of pushed aside now. So when you look at the chart again, this is just steadily, going towards the upside. When you look here on the 1 hour, 2 hour, I mean, it's really pretty great overall movement, right? Higher lows developed, kind of flat topping here near 21.86, 21.84. All I look at this chart looks pretty incredible, right? Some people will try to say it's a wedge. It's not a wedge. You're not making like a wedge is more shaped along the lines of this, right? Where you're like that. You're not shaping like that. You have a flat top, so you look really good there. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Still love where we're at, and I think and I believe we were prepared to push a little bit higher. Now, what I will say, what you're watching for here, I'm going to go into SPY and Qs in a second. But again, you're just watching Friday's highs and Thursday's highs in order to get that breakout of what you want to see some more continuation. Now, before I go too far, I do want to say right now, if you're interested in seeing how we trade everything that we're doing, Discord may be for you. The link is down below to test this out. Get more information on that as well. You're going to see what we trade, how we trade. You're going to see all we do for futures, all the key levels, basically showing how we're going to trade futures into the day, everything that you need to expect as direct trade plan every single day. Then we go more into the watch list of the stocks that we're watching, the mega caps, things along those lines. We go into trade ideas, which is what we're looking for here. We get started a pretty new position today as well. But again, those positions are already over 10% gains, and that's more of a swing trade, which we're getting more into swings now. Again, I was a little bit on a little bit of a vacation, a little 20-day sabbatical, but now we're back. But again, all the positions are there as well. Then, of course, the scalps are here that we're looking for. I will say, fully transparent, Meta was one scalp I was looking for. You never really get the hold, so that trade was just scrapped. Today wasn't a really good day for overall getting in and out of trades, but still I post everything that I see and what I'm looking for, etc. So it's all there for you. So again, you can see the profits from the traders as well. So it's all there for you. But again, there's going to be days when it's slow. Today was one of the slower days, but nonetheless, if you're interested, the link is down below. Now, going into SPY, going into Qs, we'll go into futures here in a sec. When you look at SPY, again, key levels you're looking at, I've been saying basically $600 right here. You're trying to get above it. You can see here on the 4 hour, basically on the day, you battled there for a bulk of the day, right, at 600, and you just couldn't get going. So that's where we're at right now on SPY. You go into Qs, again, you battled at 531, the key level once again, you just couldn't get going, right? So you're just sitting there at these major levels. In my opinion, you mount both these levels, and you're looking to get an all-time high push on Qs and on SPY. So it's interesting to see there. The one thing that I haven't talked a lot about has been IWM, and IWM is looking really good. So something that I mentioned to you guys about IWM is you have to zoom out. And so if we go back into 2022, basically 2022 all the way to 2024, you sat in this big ass box, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, this is action you don't love because you're not breaking out. So when you're in this type of action, you don't expect mid caps to break out or keep going, reach new highs, etc. Right? When you break out, you like that behavior, right? So I need to delete a lot of that old stuff. But right now you're breaking out, getting continuation, retesting. This is great. IWM coming into the 200 SMA. You break above that, big breakout potential. IWM is the only one that's still below 200 SMA. I think DIA actually might still be below. Just got above. So IWM is only index or ETFs as far as SPY, Qs, Dow is concerned, right? Which is mid caps. This is providing one of the biggest opportunities out there, which is why I'm getting so excited towards Palantir, HIMS, Hood, which I don't love as much, but it still looks good. Upstart, Affirm, all these other names. And again, like I've been saying, big opportunities are arising. So important to be thinking about that, which is one of the names that I mentioned, over today. And I was mentioning it before the weekend as well. So again, I like to use Discord as a reference just so you guys can always see, because people, I think it's hard to know who to trust, or I don't think you should ever blindly trust anybody on the internet, especially me. You should see if I know what I'm talking about, back test some of the things I say, and then see if there's any logic there, right? So on 6-5, again, this was, I don't know if that was Thursday, Wednesday, another mid-cap I'm loving is Affirm over the 200 SMA. The zone have marking your 51.52, looking for a 57.5, and then we're getting illiquid to $60 plus. That was at $54. As today progressed, which we started entering and getting more aggressive as you're breaking up here, as you can see there, I ended up getting more near 5.4 and a little bit cheaper than that as well. You pushed right into our first target of 57.5, and then you actually ended the day a little bit higher than that as well. And again, Upstart's breaking out, right? This is Upstart, which is another trade we mentioned, but Affirm, you can look at Affirm. Sorry, I was on the wrong stock, but already at 61 plus, which is breaking out. Now, another name I mentioned Affirm to go into Upstart is they move very similar. They're not the same company. They're not really. They function differently, but they move really well together. And I think Upstart's a great name that's going to follow a name like Affirm, and they typically move very similar. So Affirm broke, and you go into Upstart, and now it's doing a very similar structure, right? So I want to get you guys tapped in as well, right? You're breaking over that massive level. You can go zoom all the way back. You're breaking over. You start holding 57. You're going to get into 60, 64. 64 is my next really big level, and then pushing closer into 71, 72. So big fan of where we're at, how we're moving. I think mid caps are providing a lot of opportunity. Palantir's another name here as well, right? I had the big old logo for Twitter, but you guys can see I've been mentioning, right? Palantir. If you're in Discord, you know as well. Now, again, sometimes I won't post the same trade every day because it's I feel like it's a little bit redundant, but you guys, Discord, do what you got to do, right? But Palantir, I've said the same trade 20 times. I literally don't know how to say it. Again, scrolling down to right here. Yep. Right here, so it's the same trade we've been jumping into over and over. So Palantir trying to get over that level 125.2, watching it for entries into our big level of 128 to 129. I mean, you did this. This was on Friday when I was talking about this. You got above, you shot up. You did the same thing today. You were nice. You dipped down. You shot up. You went to 132 now, though. So Palantir, I'm really bullish on the stock overall. I've been talking about this a lot on Twitter as well. So follow on Twitter so you get those updates. But above 125.5, super bullish name. I don't care what anyone says. Looks incredible right now. So right now, I think biggest opportunity is probably Upstart, though, to the upside. Now, going towards futures, what we're looking at there. Now, I also want to give a special shout out to Top One. So I do want to say this right now. If you guys are unfamiliar, I've been telling you guys they were about to make a pretty big change. They added a new account. This is not affecting anything else, but it's, again, straight to funded. And this is probably the best deal that I've seen of any prop firm in the game. I'm telling you right now. And you can have 7 accounts, which is also insane. The 50K accounts are what I would recommend. I wouldn't go to the 150s or the 100s. But again, you get the 50K accounts straight to funded, no eval at checkout with my discount code. It's more than their regular. The regular is 50%. With my code HEFE, you get 55% off, and it's going to be a total of $150, $157, which is insane. Telling you right now, that's literally absurd. Do what you want to do. Again, that link is down below. It's who I use for all my futures trading right now. So you can have a total of 10 accounts now. So check that out if you want. The link is down there. Now, going into futures, what are we looking at? And again, you guys, if you're new, you're like, Tyler, why are you so big on futures? And the reason why futures matter so much is really, I try to always make things simple for you guys, right? Just explain them in a way that how I structure everything or how I think, right? And I think it's important that I try to make things as understandable as possible, right? And so I did an educational video over this weekend, right? And I basically said how I structure everything that I do. Okay, this is on my second channel, so you can go watch that video if you want. Okay, but basically how I structure everything. This is how the scheme of what happens in my mind. I go over my key levels, right? Obviously, specifically on futures is where I start everything, right? But you need to go into your stocks and understand what you're looking for, things like that. But have my key levels established, I know where to expect buyers and sellers. And then from there, I always go into my trade plan. My trade plan typically is solely just futures, right? So what do I mean by that? And I know I'm not just trying to push Discord or anything. I'm giving you guys what I do every day. So hopefully you guys can start creating a system for yourself, right? And so what I do every day is I go over here. I go and I set up my futures, what I'm looking for every single day. 8 a.m. before market open. It's the first thing I always say in Discord, right? What I'm looking at for NASDAQ and what I'm looking for ES. So I know what to look for throughout the day. So if I know the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are breaking up, then I know to target the upside, right? So it's very important. So this is why this is literally like how I structure everything. And once I find a bias, and I'll trade specific trades and stocks I like, right? So that's why I think you need to really have a good grasp on futures. And so if you have a good grasp on futures, you can also get a good grasp on what's next and what to expect. And so when you look at where you're at on futures right now, you're breaking back over July 2024 highs, which was a pretty big level. The last time you broke above this was November, December 2024. When you broke that, you pushed into all-time highs. So it's important to know NASDAQ is getting back to these major levels. Now, again, as you zoom into like the 1 hour, you can zoom in a little bit more here so we can see. And I can actually get rid of these two. These are small. These aren't massive levels. They're just intraday levels we're watching. But you above like 21.85, you don't really have anything until 22,000. And then above that, you're looking for that all-time high push. So this puts me in that position of like, we look really good. And again, it's funny. People were panicking about the Elon, stuff like that. But when you zoom out on futures, specifically on NASDAQ, you just went back to your range and you bounced out and found buyers where you needed to. Another overall great sign. So again, like all in all, I think the market looks really good. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And so when you look at where we're going, I'm really happy. So you can mark these levels out if you want to take a screenshot so you can see what I'm looking at. But anyways, biggest levels I'm looking at. ES, especially S&P futures, great hold, 6,008, looks really good, looking for 60.51. I'm just like waiting now. Like today's action was like a lot of consolidation near highs, which I also love. I'm going to tell you one of the most bullish things you can find on your chart is consolidating at resistance. What does that mean? So if we have a really big, let's say like, okay, look, hypothetically, right? Well, this is kind of not a hypothetical, but you're actually consolidating over resistance on ES. But you're pushing up, and we know this is a big level, right? 60.51. We know this is just a massive, massive, massive level, right? And when I'm trading this, so let's say I'm taking just a future trade and I'm going long here and I'm just looking for this level up here, I'd probably exit my trade when we get up here. But if we sit here and we just consolidate here at this level, that's shaping up for a breakout, right? Because you're just sitting at resistance. And what's ultimately happening and what we're knowing is happening is sellers aren't doing anything because you expect sellers to show up. That's why you mark out levels and resistances, etc. So when I go and I look at NASDAQ and you're just sitting at resistance near 21.84, I'm getting excited because I'm expecting at this point, if sellers aren't going to step in, well, then I think there's a big opportunity for buyers to start getting aggressive. And when we look at what's really been moving us, it's been semiconductors, which again are showing a lot of strength. Again, NVIDIA today, right? We have to look at our levels, right? But you're back above July 2024 highs back here, 141. Very impressive. Pushing into 144, looking for 146 next. AVGO. AVGO, even though AVGO had earnings, and again, you didn't love the reaction there. Again, we were watching this today. If you got above 248, 248.5, we would have went long into 251, but you just didn't get that action. AVGO is still holding on. You start getting above 252, this is going to rocket back up, right? So we're just chilling here. TSM sitting above. We talked a lot about TSM at 200. Great day. You're not kind of just consolidating back down. But all in all, semis are looking really good. You go back to SMH. Again, just stair-stepping up so far, right? Above 253, got into 258, right? You're just sitting above that. Even though you're pulling back a little bit, you're just still above previous highs. And you're stair-stepping slowly to the upside. I think it's easy to start watching the charts and you get good action, and then you pull back, and you're like, oh, well, this is bearish. This is bad. Well, not in reality, right? You're still above where you were the day before. You know what I mean? And I think we don't really think too much about that. And I think we start getting, really big on our own opinions and things along those lines. When in reality, the best thing we should really do is just take a step back and look what's happening from the outside looking in. And when you look at that, you go look at smaller names here too, like ARM, right? Smaller semi name, above the 200 now, pushing towards 144. We talked about it. Marvel, another name we like, right? Pushing towards 70. Marvel breaks and holds 70. This big level up here, dude. This is a massive trade, massive trade opportunity. I think the level you're watching for is right here. If you guys are holding above 73, right here, massive trade. Literally $10 of upside into 200 SMA, easiest trade ever, right? You get above that level, slap it. So just know what I'm looking for there as well. So ultimately, I'm very happy with where we're at and how we're moving. I think it's easy to get crazy about this, but right now it's been just like waiting for opportunities, waiting for big levels to break, and then getting aggressive, right? Palantir, Affirm, Upstart, those are all mid caps, guys. Like we haven't got that great mid cap action. We talked about one of the big trades previously has been CrowdStrike, which still looks good, right? PanW, right? Still looks good. All these names still look very strong. Okay. The one name I will leave you with here is going to be Tesla. really great close here on Tesla, all in all. Back above the 200 SMA. Probably one of my top names into tomorrow. As long as you stay above 305, I'm looking for 312, 315, and then ultimately above 315, you have a lot of upside room, right? I look for 322, 321, and then you're looking for that gap fill back to 330, 331. So what I'm looking at overall, happy with the market, happy with the action that we're getting. And ultimately, I think you're setting up for, again, another leg to the upside, unless some really bad news comes out. But so far, it seems like everything is pushing to the right direction. You're sitting very good. Data continues to come out great. And so again, that's how you have to look at this for what it is. It's important not to get your own bias or, start just running with different ideas or what you think is going to happen, but just what the market's actually doing out there. So that's my opinion, what I'm looking for. Comment down below if you have any questions. Twitter link, Discord, top one, all that's down below as well. Have a good one, traders.